Who is that stranger?
No spoilers.
What does he want?
No spoilers.
Does he get what he wants?
No spoilers.
All this and spoilers
Hey!
on Gory Storytime.
Warning. Gory Storytime is a horror movie review show by a son and his dad who thought that letting his 5-year-old watch scary movies was acceptable. If you are offended by horror or talk about blood and gore by a child, or if you don't want horror movies from the 60s through today spoiled, then there is a remote stuck in your couch cushion next to potato chip crumbs. Use it. And of course, parental discretion is advised.
Why? You didn't use any.
Shut up and start the show.
Welcome to Gory Storytime. I'm your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and his father. I'm Craig. And this week we're doing our third of our series on Stephen King miniseries.
Yes.
And if 3 is not enough, next week we're going to do the fourth one. And you can go back in our catalog and we've got the miniseries of It and The Langoliers and The Stand. So there's others. Anywho, so this week, as you can see, we're doing Storm of the Century. It's
the first of the 4 that we've done so far that is an original screenplay, not...
Yeah, let's give away things that'll be in the behind-the-scenes information.
How am I supposed to know what's in there?
Because why wouldn't that get mentioned in, like, one of the top things?
I mean, usually we'd bring
Pretend he didn't say that, and let me talk. So, the basic premise, that's what we do at this point on the show.
Whatever,
we
blah,
don't
blah,
give
blah.
the behind-the-scenes information for later.
It's not behind the scenes. It's a duh.
It's fact. No, because
Whatever.
people have seen this book on shelves, so not duh.
Have they read what that book says on the cover?
Anyway, he's about as smart as whatever I found in the toilet this morning. He left it there, so it makes sense. Anyway, basically, here's the premise. There's a small town in Maine.
No. Off the coast of Maine.
No, it's part of Maine, so it's in Maine. There's a small island, and it's got, 50, 60 people, probably tops. And there's a giant storm coming in, and everyone's worried about dying, and people do start dying, and you wonder why. And then you find out that there's a stranger there who came in for the storm. And basically, he just keeps killing people and saying, give me what I want, and I'll
leave.
stop. But he doesn't tell them what he wants.
Because he wants to keep killing.
Well, he wants to prove, I will keep killing. And, the question is, who is this man? Does he have some sort of supernatural powers? Is it something religion-based?
Is it human?
Yeah, well, no, they pretty much figure out immediately that he's either not human or has non-human abilities.
Right.
But anyway, and then most of it is the tension of, what's going to happen? What does he want? And it,
will they, won't they?
I mean, it's like a half hour before the end, or even less before you know what he wants.
Or what he is.
And it's, 4 hours?
It's just over 4 hours
2
long.
on each side, roughly?
2:17 on one side, 2:06 on the other, so...
Okay, so, yeah.
Almost 4.5.
Yeah. Anyway, that's basically the premise, is someone's there, they're making problems for the whole area, and he says, don't worry, give me one thing and I'll leave.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I really don't want to spoil what that one thing is, so...
Not yet.
No. In the episode, I don't want to spoil what that is, because a lot of people haven't seen this. Right, so...
Okay.
Anyway. Anything else about the basic plot that you want to say? He's
No.
mad because he hated the ending and wanted that to be his thing. So go watch it and then know that that's his real, most least favorite thing. But he's going to pick something else because he had 3 to choose from, and he's just going to have to get a hold of himself, put on his big boy panties, and
There is a... So, actually, this is usually part of where I say, oh, go watch it, right?
Yeah.
So, you can go watch it. I don't know if it's streaming on anything. But there is a copy on YouTube, apparently.
Okay. But you're still not giving that away on the show because it's the thing it builds up to.
All right, I won't give away that there's a copy on YouTube. Go watch
Not
it.
that.
What?
You know exactly what I'm saying. The ending.
That's what I'm talking about right now.
Right, but I'm saying...
So go watch it so I can spoil it later in the episode.
No.
Oh, yeah. But first,
Coming
there's
soon
a
to
trailer.
Gory Storytime, actual gore. Anyway.
Shoot the trailer.
Yeah, that.
A storm is coming. The kind you can't prepare for. The last one of the century. It's bringing something with it. Something you've never seen before.
Give me what I want, and I'll go away. Refuse me, and I assure you, I can punish.
For the first time ever, a Stephen King original, written directly for the screen by the master himself.
What could he possibly want?
Sure, we'll find out.
Only one man. Only one network. Dares to be this original.
Give me what I want, and I'll go away.
ABC is taking February by storm. Stephen King's Storm of the Century, February 1999.
Well, alrighty.
Thankfully, the trailer didn't do what I was partially hoping it would.
Yeah. Because he's like, well, if the trailer gives it away, then I can talk about it. Durr. Anyway, before we get into the behind-the-scenes information that he decided to, like, he likes to, finish first and then, have the build-up, because that's...
Everybody else saves the best for last, and that's stupid, all right?
Yeah,
Get the best
I
out
was
of the way.
hinting that that's a poor thing for your poor girlfriend, but
Well.
whatever. Anyway, what we're really here for is to make money. And how do you make money when you're putting out shows on local TV for free?
Finish fast.
Finish fast. No. You... What, is she paying you to not put her through it? Anyway, the way we do it is by selling real products that actually exist and you can buy in stores and stuff. This week we had a truckload of wampum dropped off at the house. That would be Native American money. It's beads.
That's
and stuff.
useful.
It's like shiny beads and stuff. I'm part Native American. I can say that. Anyway, and you're half as much as me plus whatever your mom has, so probably about as much as me. Anyway, this week we got paid for advertising these wonderful products. Gory Story Time is brought to you by The Devil's Greatest Hits, a 2-disc set of music involving or about Old Scratch. We've got your favorites from Sympathy for the Devil, Shout at the Devil Went Down to Georgia, and of course, the Spinal Tap classic, Christmas with the Devil. The Devil's Greatest Hits coming soon. It's rock and roll that takes some soul.
And by Plowing the Neighbors, the phone game where you own a plow truck and all winter you get calls from folks in your town to come over and plow them. Earn money by plowing them well. We all know that winter coming can be messy, so get your equipment ready and plow as many people as possible to maximize profits. Plowing the Neighbors. It's the most fun you can have with your phone that doesn't involve the word hub.
All right. Now let's get into the, as he likes to call it, meat and beef of the show.
Or as I like to call it, the meat and beef of the show.
You want to go first or you want me to?
I can go first.
Go ahead.
Stephen King's favorite special of his own.
This was his favorite. Yep. Colm Feore, who played Linoge, made friends with all the children actors because he didn't want them to be actually afraid of him.
That's good.
Yeah.
The cane that Andre Linoge has is the same one that Stu Redman used in The Stand.
Makes sense that they would use that same prop. The movie takes place on Little Tall Island off the coast of Maine, the same setting as Stephen King's Dolores Claiborne. This is alluded to in the script.
The book that Kat reads to the children, The Little Puppy, was a favorite of Danny Torrance in The Shining.
I don't remember Kat reading. Her name was Kat. That was
Oh.
Written for the screen, the script was published as a book. Oh, if only they could have known that this was actually like written as this and not a book first.
No, not my fault. One of 4 Stephen King screen adaptations that Jeffrey Damon has featured in. The others are Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, and The Mist.
Okay, well, you skipped.
Oh, what? All right, oops.
You're on odd.
Yeah, okay, well then read mine.
Many fans consider this the most underrated Stephen King miniseries.
Okay. According to Stephen King, Standards and Practices objected to the line, "One mother of a storm." King explained that the line was a variation on the phrase, "the mother of all," and was not meant to imply profanity.
Yeah, like the mother of all wars. No, it wasn't. No, there was, at the time, it was very popular. Like, the war in the Middle East was called the mother of all wars. There was court cases, they were like the mother of all court cases. Like, that was a common slang
but
term.
one mother of is implying profanity.
No.
Yeah, okay, well. He said that so that they'd get off his back, not because it was true.
Sure. He was actually using terminology from the time. I lived through it. I think I know a little better than you, but whatever. Let's see. Stephen King personally selected Craig R. Baxley, great name, to direct after viewing Twilight Man.
Twilight Man.
Twilight Man. It's awful. It's about a vampire man.
No, it's not. Linoge's name is a corruption of the French word for snow, something.
Laneige.
Okay. Stephen King's characters
it starts
often...
with an N, there's a G. I'm too careful to pronounce that word.
It's not me. Stephen King's characters often have French or French-derived last names, since his favorite setting, Maine, has a large number of inhabitants who are descended from French-Canadian immigrants.
I love that Vermont and New Hampshire and Maine say, oh, they're French-Canadian. You know what makes them French-Canadian? Before that, they were French.
Right.
Let's cut out the middleman and pretend we had
Canada?
nothing to do with those maple syrup loving
What's wrong with maple syrup?
maple leaf huggers.
What's wrong with the true north and not having any blue?
Anyway, in the ad that Stephen King makes a cameo in, or the ad that he makes a cameo in, is also in Kingdom Hospital, where King plays Johnny B. Good.
Oh, okay. Auditions were scheduled for January 9th, 98 in Southwest Harbor, Maine. A massive freezing rainstorm arrived on that day and left the entire state a disaster area.
That's ironic.
Yeah, that's great.
The character whose last name is Hopewell, or a character's last name is Hopewell, Stephen King used that name in The Langoliers from his novella 4 Past Midnight and the miniseries The Langoliers.
Right. In part 1, Tim Daly's character tells his deputy, "Not unless you happen to see Superman hanging out in the alley." Daly is the voice of Superman in the WB animated series, the Superman animated series. Superman the animated series.
It was set for a Blu-ray release from Warner Brothers, but was delayed for unknown reasons.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Linoge is just the name Legion with the letters moved. Legion is a name for the demons cast into pigs in the Bible.
Correct. And they bring that up in the thing.
Yep.
The aerial views of the island, including from the Captain Henry Lee ferry and the closing shot of leaving the island are Frenchboro, Maine.
Several models of the wolf cane were made. Calm Fior was able to keep one of the genuine silver canes.
Antagonist actor Colm Fior has also played comic book villains in Thor and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. He was the bad guy in both of those. Or a bad guy.
I don't remember who the bad guy in the first Thor was, other than a big robot.
I don't like the first two Thors.
Yeah, but I don't remember there being a bad guy.
It took the third one to get one that was good, and then it was great.
Wow.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. That's our side show that we wanted to
Talk
do.
nerdy to
Talk
me.
nerdy
Yes.
to me, yes. But we're not really doing that as of yet.
Right. Who knows?
Yeah, right. If we were actually making money doing this, we'd be in here every day doing something. Because
I wouldn't need to go to
ideas.
work.
Wow. I mean,
I don't need to go to work.
money.
I'm rich because of this.
Yes. Also, if you go to a website called RottenTomatoes.com,
It exists.
you can look at movies, and they will tell you, out of all the critics that reviewed it, positive and negative, what percentage of the people, or the critics, gave it a positive review. And there's a section where the people can vote
Positive
and
being
negative.
65 or better. Or 60 or better.
Basically. It's like, and 88% of the people did enjoy this film and said it was good. And
82% of the critics thought it was good.
so
And
they're pretty
they're
close.
Basically the same
Yeah.
when it comes to critics and people
All right.
agreeing. So that's special.
And is there anything else? Oh, no, well, before you... Yeah, we got everything until the favorite and least favorite, right?
I believe so.
Okay, so that's where we're at.
All right. What would your least favorite part of this movie be?
My least favorite part of this movie. If you say the ending, I'm going to hurt you.
I'm not.
Like, because
Oh,
I'm not
I'm
going to
not.
have him stop so I can beat you. I will beat you on film.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yes, we will. Anyway, my least favorite part is probably the end. No, I'm kidding. How quick humans devolve into like clinging together and saying, yes, it doesn't affect me, screw everybody else.
Okay, that is humanity. What's your least favorite part of the movie?
That's it.
Oh, humanity,
Like, I had
real
to-
life people is your favorite.
I
least
had
favorite
to
part?
dig deep to find something I didn't like about this. It's really good.
Sure. I mean, there's two big things.
What he wanted and if he got it.
So
Don't do that.
No. So obviously, my least favorite thing is the ending. But since I'm not allowed to tell you what that is, right near the beginning, when Mr. Lenoge first shows up, he calls Tim Daly to him and says, "Hey, come here." And he whispers something in his ear, and he says, "Shoo. Now, if you don't give me that thing I told you I
He didn't
want,"
say that. He said, "Give me what I want."
he
and
pulls
I'll
him
leave.
close. It implies that he's telling him what he wants.
Right. It implies that.
And then he shoos him away and says, "Now give me what I want, or I'm going to kill you all." And then he pieces out. And then it takes 3.5 hours to tell us that he didn't know the whole time.
Yeah. Like every time he says he didn't know, you're like, but didn't he say
I mean,
something
he
to
told you. He told you,
But that's...
which is a mistake.
So, no, now what it is we have to know what did he actually say to him because he didn't say.
It bugs me
Yeah,
that,
well,
that scene exists
that-
if it wasn't that
Since it's
actually
at the
happening.
beginning, I will cut you some slack on
So
that one.
him not telling him that he...
My favorite scene, probably would be the first time Lenoge reveals his special smile.
It showed that in the trailer.
It got overdone, and they kept
Special smile.
He has fangs and stuff, and they were just like,
Showed that in the trailer.
but like, it wasn't bad enough to be my least favorite, but they overdo it to where it's like every time he's by himself, he just stares into the camera and goes, which is weird.
Okay, so you're doing 2 least favorites?
No.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying is, the first time, I was like, oh, that looks cool.
Oh, okay.
It was the fact that they did it 82 times. It got old. But the first time looked pretty dope.
Yes.
That.
All right.
Because I will give it credit for looking cool the first time. What's your favorite thing?
Okay, so my favorite thing, it showed a glimpse of this in the trailer. What?
I'm ready to shush. Go.
It showed a glimpse of this in the trailer where he's using his magical whatever demon or whatever powers to float this woman off the ground.
He does.
And force her to do whatever he wants, and he's like threatening to burn her alive, and she's just levitating with candles.
Coming slowly closer to her face by her own hand.
And
against her will.
I mean, basically, anytime that this guy uses his powers is
sweet.
really cool.
The special effects weren't great on the cane head.
Some of them weren't bad.
But on the cane head?
On the cane head, not great. But most of the special effects were really good in this.
Because they didn't go as heavy with the CGI.
Yep. They did a lot of practical. They had a lot more blood than I thought they were going to have in this one.
Yeah.
A lot more violence in this one than all of the other ones so far.
All right. So now, what would you give it on a scale of 1 through 10?
I think I'm going to meet basically right in the middle of the 2 and say 8.5.
I was going to say 8.5. So I think we agree. It's the best one so far out of the 3 we've reviewed.
It's definitely better
which
than the other
means
2.
I think you might have given another one an 8.5 already, didn't you? You'd have to go back and look.
Well,
doesn't matter.
If I gave the last one an 8.5, then this one's a 9.
I know you didn't
Because
give
it's
8.5 to The Shining.
I did not.
All right, but I'll give it 8.5. It's really, really good. There's a reason why Stephen King loves it. They couldn't screw up his script because unlike the other ones, it was his script. He wrote the script.
There is a little bit of that. Everybody complains about him being bad at writing endings.
Yeah.
In this
obviously,
movie.
he has a problem with the ending. We get it. Now the stuff over there, so that you stop thinking about it.
Yes. You can go to Fact TV. No, you can watch the show on Fact TV channel 1082, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Fridays at 7 p.m.
Yeah, you can like us on Facebook. And, of course, when I say us, what I'm saying is you can like Gory Storytime and Fact TV.
Oh, yeah. You can go to fact8.com, watch a bunch of the back episodes of this, as well as many thousands of other hours of entertainment.
You can like us on Twitter, or follow us on Twitter, not like us. I am at Craig Jakes, all one word, all lowercase.
And he is also at Jiggly Firmbrain.
Well, sort of.
Where I only tweet things that he says that I find funny and are out of context, usually out.
And then, just one last thing, go to Gory Storytime on YouTube, type it in, and it'll come up with Fact TV's page and my page. Give them a like, subscribe, smash the notification bell, all those good things.
Oh, yeah. Send us to 10 of your least favorite friends. I don't know. Start a thing.
That's
a dumb thing. Well, until next week with our last of the miniseries set
Stephen
that
King
we're doing so
ones,
far.
Yep.
I've been your host, Jason.
I'm his co-host and father, Craig.
And sweet dreams.